Sometimes you just have to leave your home, leave your nest, leave your comfort to just grow and expand.
Introducing Carlos Alfredo Jr., actor, musician, and artist. He's been acting for 10 years but has had a passion for music longer than acting.
But before that, you know, it was music and animation is what got me to where I am now, which is acting. Lighting up your eyeballs in super crisp 8K? This is it.
Coming from an Ecuadorian father and a Mexican mother, Carlos learned the importance of a family business.
My parents opened up a restaurant in a small town called Vacaville, and that's all I've known since I was a kid. Working alongside my family, grew up with that discipline, that immigrant hustle is what I like to call it. And just seeing my parents build this restaurant from the ground up, it really inspired me. The fact that I was gonna go to this like unknown world, unknown territory of Los Angeles, and not knowing if I was gonna make it, quote unquote make it, or if any success was gonna come my way. That was the scariest thing. I've had several times where I was doubting myself. I think I still doubt myself to this day, but it's just what helps me grow as an artist. I started seeing the teaser for Selena, la serie, Selena the series, and I was like, oh my god. And at that point, I had just gotten my manager, so it was very, very new, very, very fresh, and I put her to work right away. I wasn't hearing back from anyone, and then after like 3 or 4 months, they finally gave me my shot.
He was washing dishes at work and
I get like 13 missed calls from my manager, and I was like, okay, this is bad news or this is really good news. And the first thing she says is, "Hey Joe, how's it going, Joe?" And when she says, "Hey Joe," I'm like, oh my god, like they gave me the part. This is crazy, because I'm a huge Selena fan. They were sending me all the scripts, and I was learning more about Selena through the scripts. For the next year and a half, I'm living in Mexico and Rosarito and filming the series. I became really close, really good friends with Joe Ojeda, the guy I portray on the show, and Chris Perez, which is, you know, one of my heroes on the guitar. And they've just been supportive with me, with my music, with my career. My path is my path, and it's completely unique from everyone else's. And I like sharing it because it might inspire someone to never give up. You know, and Selena always said the impossible is always possible, so I live by that. And the fact that I was on Selena the series, one of my role models, at that point it's just destiny, you know? It was supposed to happen that way.
How did you feel the first time that you saw yourself on screen, heard yourself, you know, your music that was finalized, or yourself on on a commercial?
Oh man. Well, let me do that again.
Okay.
I mean, I could just.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Okay. Hold on.
Yeah.
So before we continue,
Yeah.
Make sure to please respond in full sentences.
Full sentences.
Yes.
Like, or say the question in the answer.
Yeah, if you can.
Okay. Full sentences.
Yes. Want me to do a questionnaire?
Yeah.
To ask it?
Yeah.
Okay. So how did you?
Is it recording?
Yeah. It's
Oh,
recording.
okay. Gotcha.
How did you feel the first time that you saw yourself on screen, or you heard your final song, or even heard yourself in a commercial?
Okay. So the first time I saw myself on screen, I'm sort of a perfectionist. I think every artist is. So for me, sometimes it's hard for me to watch myself because by the time it comes out, I have grown. I'm a different person. I'm a different artist. So like looking at that footage or that song or that commercial, like you said, it's like, oh, I could have done better. I know what I could have done better. But that's the beauty of art, you know? You could always improve. You could always get better and keep growing, you know? So for me, it's a never-ending process. It's almost like chasing that dragon is what they call it. So I'm gonna keep chasing that dragon until I'm no longer here.
I love that. Okay, so do you feel nervous each time that you go to a casting? What is that feeling like? Can you explain it?
Yeah, I think it never goes away. No matter how many teachers you have, how many master classes you have, I think there's always, at least I'm speaking on my behalf, like I always get nervous. And the nerves is it's like a mixture of adrenaline. I don't know how to explain it, but like when I have an audition, it used to be like I would get nervous because I would want the role, you know? And that comes across as like needy, and like no one likes needy. But after a while of doing it so much, getting rejected year after year after year, having tons of auditions, you just build this like thick outer skin, and you just go in there with the confidence that you have because you did the work. But that nervousness is still there. It's still going to be present. And I do have this ritual that I do with myself that I've done for many years now. And when I'm in an audition, I picture, and I learned this from my teacher, I picture a version of myself, almost like a baby version of myself, right? And that version of myself represents the nerves, the fear, all the negative stuff, right? And in my truck, right before I'm about to go to the audition, I look at this version of myself and I talk to it like a child. And I say, hey, listen, I love you. Thank you for protecting me, but like I need to do this right now. I love you, okay? I will be right back. And I leave, and for some reason in my mind, that helps me, gives me that extra confidence, gives me that extra push to go in there fearless, just do my thing. You know, and I don't know, it works for me. Everyone has their sort of ritual, but for me, that's what's been working.
Okay, so how long have you been in the music industry and acting?
Music industry, I'm still trying to figure that one out. You know, I've been doing music longer than acting. I started doing that when I was 10 years old, when I picked up the guitar, playing at church and stuff like that. Acting came later in my life, and that's what I'm actually going full force doing right now, is breaking into the acting industry, which I've been doing for, I would say, 10 years now. But before that, you know, it was music and animation is what got me to where I am now, which is acting.
Can you tell me a little bit more about your family background?
Yeah, so my dad's Ecuadorian, my mom's Mexican. So I grew up with two different kinds of Spanish in my house. And we grew up in this restaurant. My parents opened up a restaurant in a small town called Vacaville. And that's all I've known since I was a kid. You know, I grew up working alongside my family, grew up with that discipline, that immigrant hustle is what I like to call it. And just seeing my parents build this restaurant from the ground up, it really inspired me. And I think that's what led me to just, me and my sisters actually, to just pursue our dreams and make our things happen, you know? So I think thanks to that restaurant, thanks to my family, and we're still very, very close, and we all support each other no matter what we decide to do. So if it wasn't for them, I don't think I'd be here right now.